You were the first African-American teacher on campus?
Yes, that's what they tell me. I don't like to talk about myself, but I was the first and the only one for a while. After me came several other instructors. Now, Art Carter became Associate Dean of Student Affairs, if I can remember correctly. John P. Morris, deceased, was selected by Willard Pedrick. Pedrick was the dean of the founding dean of the College of Law, and he came to me and wanted to know if I would help him, and I told him I would. So John Morris came, and he was hired by Dean Pedrick. And then, let's see, over in Vice President George Ham's office, Bernie Jackson was hired as Assistant Dean of Student Affairs, I believe it was called. I think George Ham had Student Affairs under him at that time. And there were several others, and they were nice, dedicated students. And the reason I can speak so frankly about these, they all looked to me, and we had a black caucus. And what we tried to do was to help the university get the best possible person that they could to work on this particular campus. It was very effective.
There probably weren't that many African-American students on campus, were there?
No, we never had a large number in proportion to the statistics and the percentages you might see in Maricopa County. We've never had a large number.
Were you sort of a mentor, though, for those students?
Well, not only was I a mentor, but I had to feed a lot of them. No, I carried a lot of them home so they could get a decent meal. My wife can verify that. And, well, I'll just give you one case. It was a mistake made by somebody. This person had a room in the dorm, and she thought her dorm fee included the food. And it was just a mistake. That's really what it was. I don't think it was done on purpose, but she didn't have any food. And that same thing happened to another Negro male. And so I carried them home with me and fed them. And I did that quite often. For some reason, he couldn't pay his dorm fee, or he didn't have this, or he ran out of money.
They knew they could come to you.
Yes, and then it reached a point I got more people involved, and we took care of the students during the holidays. And not only did black students need this help, but the white students also had the same problem. Especially during the Christmas holidays, they didn't have enough money to fly back to New York or to Florida. And so they were taken into homes near the campus or in Phoenix. So it was not universal, but it was not uncommon. See, the 50s was maybe the base for the movement. And thank God it happened during the 50s. Really. You know, it was getting very hot. And I know some things you don't know, but I'm glad it happened in the 50s because people were a bit more tolerant and open to integration. Of course, that's where it started, and the age bracket was, as far as my age is concerned, during the 50s, was prime. We were a new vital force because we were Korean veterans, and we were fighting for South Koreans' rights more than what black people could have in our own country. Now, that's a dichotomy. But you see, sometimes it takes that to wake people up. But I'm very pleased with the atmosphere and the relationships in the Phoenix metropolitan area. I think it's throughout the state now. People can get along